I'm not saying I'm going to rule the world or I'm going to change the world, but I guarantee that I will spark the brain that will change the world, and that's our job.
You have to make it chill. What up, DMV?
Like a Tribe Called Quest. You say the whole thing.
Welcome back to a Pod Named Kickback. The new a Pod Named Kickback. We've been talking about it for a few weeks now, and I want to let you guys know. First of all, we want to give it up for our new official co-host, Brittani Sade, the corporate black girl. Absolutely. So happy to be here. She brought us a guest.
I did.
Before we get into our guest, let me properly introduce the podcast. We're going back to a Pod Named Kickback. It's like a Tribe Called Quest. Say the whole thing. I want to shout out our sponsors, Most Marvelous Cleaning. If you hit up mostmarvelouscleaning.com, you get 10% off your cleanings. You need her to clean up your apartment, your house, your business, or clean up some of the lies you told. Can't get away with it. She'll do that. And I'm okay. I think I hear everything good. We were having technical difficulties, so if you're in the comments, you can let us know. I can't hear shit. I hear everything. Somebody farted, I heard it. Just let us know whatever happened, and we'll adjust accordingly. We have wipes on deck, so just let us know. But I am no breaks, no the righteous ratchet. If you throw it, I'll catch it. If you got it, I'll match it. Every week we right back at it. I am the Black Savage, the Magneto of my people. And your new, soon-to-be favorite co-host is...
I'm Brittani Sade, the corporate black girl.
We had to get you a rhyme. Sexiest in the whole world, or I got an uncle named Earl.
Okay. I'm gonna work on that. I got you. Next one. I'm gonna work on that.
And I'll let you introduce our guest.
Okay. Our lovely guest here is the Jasz Gem, owner of Jasz Gem Fit, as well as Jador Gem Co. Okay, where you can get fit. Whether you're but maybe I'll let her tell a little bit about herself. But this is somebody who is all around wellness, from working out to eating healthy to body recovery after you work out. She helps anyone from mommies to be, postpartum, athletes, recovering athletes, and then the regular, schmegular, degular girls that want to be fine like me.
You gave her more information that's than you gave yourself.
Hey.
What's up, Jasz?
What's up?
Welcome to the infamous sofa for a Pod Named Kickback. You ready to dive into these topics?
I'm ready to dive into these topics.
Anything we don't know about you that we should?
I think Brittani took care of it. She gave me everything but my birthday. And I'm a Sag, by the way.
A Sag? What's your sign?
I'm a Taurus.
I knew that. I'm an Aries. April Aries, don't confuse me with the Martians.
It makes a difference.
It definitely does. It definitely does. This week we have a lot to get into, but I want to start off with our viral story of the week, which is something that everybody's been talking about.
My left stroke just went viral.
LeBron James broke the NBA scoring record last night. I was watching it. Do y'all watch basketball?
Of course.
Okay, so y'all hip. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be a good episode. I don't know if LeBron is the GOAT. I still think it's Jordan. LeBron is in my top 2 or 3. But I think to be number 4 in assists, number 1 in scoring all time, a record that I never thought would be broken in my lifetime. When Jordan didn't break it, I was like, ain't nobody breaking that shit. Like, it's not gonna happen. I don't think LeBron is the GOAT. He is a GOAT. But my quote for LeBron is a Jay-Z quote. It's never been a nigga this good for this long. This nigga 38 in his 20th season, averaging 30 points.
Yeah.
We ain't never seen no shit like that.
I have to give him credit.
Yeah.
He's not my favorite, but I have to give him credit.
Exactly.
When credit is due.
You gotta respect the game. And it is something that's pretty dope too, because I don't think that, like, you know, when you think about Kobe, when you think about Michael Jordan, like they are scorers. So for LeBron to not necessarily be seen as being in a position to be like a scorer, I think that's huge for him to break that. But like also, like, you broke the record and lost the game. Like Michael Jordan would never.
would never.
Hey.
So I mean, you know, but still, like, kudos to him. And he did it, you know, it's Black History Month and making history, Black History Month. So I'm with it. I respect it.
Somehow that is correct.
Somehow that was correct. What you mean?
No,
Is LeBron the GOAT to either one of y'all?
No.
Who's the GOAT?
Kobe.
Kobe. Okay. Who's the GOAT?
I mean, I would say MJ, but Kobe would probably be my decision before LeBron. So.
Okay. Oh, interesting. My Mount Rushmore, which is, you know, of course, the 4 players, I have it Jordan, LeBron, Kareem, Magic. Kobe would be my 5th.
What?
Now it's changed over the years. At one point, it was Jordan. Jordan's been number 1 consistently. But at one point, I put Kobe over Jordan. And I was like, no, it's still Jordan. Then at one point, I put LeBron over Jordan. Well, no, it's still Jordan. Then at one point, for a long time, I had LeBron under Kobe. Oh, it's LeBron. People were like, oh, no, he's better than Kobe. He's better than Jordan. He's not better than Jordan because he's not even better than Kobe. So relax. But it's something about it's never been for this long that, I mean, in Kobe's final season, well, neither one of them are leading the Lakers, you know, to a championship. But Kobe just wasn't as good as LeBron was at this point in his career. Jordan wasn't as good as LeBron is at this age. But Jordan's height, apex, I think is better than LeBron's. I'm torn on this, but I do think that LeBron's apex is higher than Kobe's. And I think Magic gets left out of these conversations too much. Him and Kareem. Kareem won in high school, he won in college, and he won in the pros. He got like 5, 6 rings. He got 6 rings. And I mean, we forget about him, but Kareem was like monster. And I know y'all are old enough to really remember Kareem. All right, there we go. I ain't gonna move again. Everybody be perfectly still. How you gonna say fuck LeBron, Kelso? That he just broke the record. You gotta be nice. Be nice.
You probably like irritate him a little bit with saying LeBron is better than like MJ. No, you said LeBron was better than
Kobe.
Yeah.
Kobe.
Okay, so Sean says Jordan, Kobe, and LeBron. I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that.
So we just need to leave it at that.
We need to leave it at that.
Leave it at that.
Okay, so we will leave it at that before I get beat up by the ladies.
Yes.
Right. So y'all feel good about LeBron breaking the record, though, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a big celebration. I feel real good about it. I celebrate LeBron because whether or not he's the best player or not, he's the most impactful. He's the one I got the most love for because the school he started, the charitable things he does for the Black community, the way he always speaks out, and he's a top 2, 3 player of all time. So having all of that combined, I give LeBron like an extra notch. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like 2 women, they're both beautiful, but one got a better personality.
But we're talking like stats wise, like for as long as he's playing and stuff like that, because I don't think a lot of people take into consideration like Michael Jordan, you know, he went to college. So if we're talking about age, stats, time in the game, you have to consider the amount of time that these different players were not, playing in the NBA.
And Jordan left to play baseball.
Exactly.
He was, and what else?
I said he came back.
It came back. LeBron's gone straight through. And Kobe did a lot of shit facing big allegations and shit. Were y'all watching when Kobe was going through the trial? What's that look? I mean, I'm team Kobe, so I'm not Gayle King. I'm saying he had to fight. He had to play through that. Is what I'm saying. Yeah. That's a lot.
That is a lot.
Being accused of sexual assault or rape or anything is a lot, and to play at your best while that accusation is hanging over your head.
Yeah.
He would leave court, fly to the game, and drop 40 on him. I meant it that way. I didn't mean it the way you said.
Now they're being funny in the comments. Really?
I'm gonna tell you this. I have never gotten more text messages or calls about host than I got about you.
Really?
Everybody. Who Brittany? Who is Brittany? I saw the video. Who Brittany? Relax.
The Brittany.
Yeah. That's the outfit. Oh, excuse me. This must be the Brittany.
The Brittany.
The internet, my DMs and my text messages, nobody ever cared this much about my podcast.
Wow.
They was like, who's Brittany? Who's Brittany? Who's Brittany?
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
Okay.
you got some fans out there.
That's right.
And right here on this couch. We love you.
Well, I mean, you might have one on the. Don't say that.
Oh, so you know a lot of me.
The hate, I really feel like
I love you, man.
You know what I'm saying?
I love you, man. You know what? I tell you what, no matter what happens, no matter how this thing goes,
I'm gonna stick beside him.
Don't even worry about it.
I love it.
So let's move on to our what the fuck story of the week, unless y'all got more basketball trivia to share with Kelso and Sean.
Nah.
Okay.
Apparently, I don't know nothing.
All right.
Who said that?
Let's move on to
Sean.
Let's move on to our what the fuck story of the week.
It's the mayor. You know what it is.
It's a girl. That ain't you.
That's me. All the music we play tonight comes directly from me in my younger days. And you see all those CDs up here? That's probably a third of my rap career. So anyway, what the fuck story of the week is what's going on with the microphone? Oh no, it's not that. It's actually New York City public schools decided that they were gonna, I'll put it this way. On the first day of Black History Month, they prepared a meal that they had never prepared before. And they say it was totally unprovoked. It just happened to be February 1st. This meal consisted of fried chicken and waffles and watermelon. And I know Jasmine can tell you now that is not a balanced meal. You're trying to get into nutrition and get in shape. So I wonder why the first day of Black History Month, they chose that to be the meal. Take a guess.
Especially considering that.
That's been me the whole time. Sorry. But go ahead. Especially
considering that like watermelon is out of season. So for you to say like, oh, we just up and decided to serve watermelon, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm used to seeing like cantaloupe and honeydew in the cafeteria line. I don't know about watermelon, and then you got the fried chicken.
You say and waffles too?
Yeah,
that's what sent it over the top.
So I'm not gonna lie, like I don't know if I would have been upset about it. I mean, was it good? Like, did people get mad because it's like, yeah, we got this?
But I legit get mad. sometimes I get mad because I feel like, damn, I do like fried chicken. And I do like waffles. I like watermelon too. I am a nigga. You know what I'm saying? It makes me feel the way. Like Dave Chappelle said, I didn't know I was genetically predisposed to liking chicken. I thought I just liked it because I liked it. You know what I'm saying? But to do that on Black History Month, if this wasn't like a racist country that just like had the Trump movement and the insurrection, I would be like, that's what's up. But since we here, I'm like, nah, dog, y'all playing.
No,
Y'all playing with me.
They tried it.
Right.
They tried it.
I mean, they definitely tried it. And the fact that they were like, we would serve this, we were just going to serve this. Like, what school do you know?
No.
I've never had fried chicken and waffles at school.
That's not a balanced meal.
It's not even about being balanced because I can't say they necessarily ever provided balanced meals. But like fried chicken. And then it's in New York too. Like, y'all not even known for y'all's chicken like that.
No.
Right.
They need to quit it.
Quit it.
They ain't no chicken and waffle spot. Maybe Gladys Knight bought one there at some point, like she did in Atlanta. But who thinks there's a chicken and waffle spot in New York?
Like, no.
That ain't what y'all do.
At all.
That was our what the fuck story of the week. They apologized, said they didn't mean to do it. It was just a coincidence. I don't believe shit you say. But we hear the apology.
It's just a coincidence for me.
Right, it's a coincidence.
Oh my God, it's February 1st?
No idea. Man, if they had done it at an all white school, I would probably be like, all right, whatever. But they did that at the Blackity Black. Y'all gotta relax. Disrespect will not be tolerated in 2023.
So before we move on, I'll say that I don't think it was necessarily disrespectful. I think it was just a very not well thought out attempt to like celebrate and show like acknowledgement. I definitely agree they were trying to acknowledge it was Black History Month. They just could have went about it.
Not that way. Out of all the ways to acknowledge.
Yeah, for sure.
Brittany kept it cute. They were wrong.
Yeah. So it's like when Walmart has the Juneteenth pajamas.
Nah, what was it? The ice cream, like, and it was like it's the what was it? It's the flavor for me, or it's the what were the napkins? What did the napkins in the plate say? It's the freedom for me.
No, it didn't.
Yes, huh? Yes, huh? I remember.
Was that Ben and Jerry's?
No, it was at Walmart.
Ben and Jerry's would never.
Ben and Jerry's be on point.
They be no, they would never.
In the plates, it was like it's the freedom for me. It was something very ignorant. And they had to pull it off the shelf quickly.
Is this like a hidden comment? Why did I say this? Oh, we got When you gonna let me come on the show so I can speak? Whoa, that's why they hit it. Okay, all right. Well, you want to answer that?
So much for WTF of the week.
I can't see this part. I don't know. I don't even know what it said.
Let me read it to you.
Maybe that was like a typo. I think it was a typo. I think maybe it meant to say like speak to one of them.
I don't think I know him. That's mysexroom.net, one of our sponsors. And actually, go to mysexroom.net, use code Kickbackers, get 10% off of your lingerie, your rose, your wand, any of your sex toys, and they have lingerie for women of all sizes, including plus size women. So you no longer have to search. mysexroom.net, get 10% off. So I think that was what he meant.
Okay, well, it makes sense. You said he's like the owner.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, it makes sense.
He sponsors the podcast.
Since he's a sponsor of the podcast, let him get away with it.
Okay. Right. It was about the. He said, when we tell you, maybe I shouldn't tell you since I say who he was.
Yeah, no.
He asked when can he come on the podcast and
just leave it blank.
Yeah.
Just have him wonder what the hell did he say?
And
what did he say?
One of them.
Yeah. It actually rhymes with that. blank one of them.
It does.
I'm gonna blank that ass.
That's
Blank that
crazy.
ass. Okay. Anyway, so all right, let's get out of here without a lawsuit. Where should we go next? Our Don't Be Dumb Award.
So dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
For real.
For real. This nigga spent $80,000 to transform himself from a white man to a genderless dragon. He had the surgery to split his tongue in two so he could do the little crazy tongue thing. He had the tattoo of what I guess dragon scales would look like. And then I feel like it was more than just the tattoo. Like he may have had some kind of scale
His
thing.
nose was all
in his
changed and everything. He went all out.
He had the audacity to spend that much money and still not even look like a dragon. Like what did Jay say? He don't even look like a
He
dragon.
don't even look like a dragon.
And then look like I don't know what he look like a sleep stack from Land of the Lost. I know that's before y'all time, but
Yeah, and then like his son won't speak
Wouldn't know
to
nothing
him.
about it.
It's like his son is scared. Like,
Now that's
I'm
sad.
scared.
That's sad.
I'm scared.
Y'all, he can't even get his son because the son is scared of him.
yeah, but like, is there no like psychological thing that people have to like go through before they do something to that extent?
I don't know.
You know what
I know
I'm saying? Like you go to a like someone or a doctor or some type of like, what did he do that in somebody's kitchen or backyard? It's like if I were to go to a plastic surgeon and you know, or anybody and be like, I want a skin, like I'm trying to look like a dragon. There's no like psych evaluation. Like we're not going to talk about that before moving forward. No.
Well, you have to do that before you have a sex change, but apparently not before you have a species change. Right? That would be a species change, right?
I would guess so.
I don't know. Would you date someone that had a species change? I'm talking to y'all.
I know. I actually gave it a little thought.
Whoa, you dated a what?
So you dated a dragon.
I mean, it sounds kind of cool.
You had a fur. What do they call them? Furries? You had a furry?
What's that?
Like when people dress up like animals
She really,
for sexual pleasure.
She said that to my son.
I gave it a little
I gave
thought.
it a little thought.
Because I was like, what species?
Oh, you said you gave it a little thought.
Yeah.
like
I thought you
consider
said
it.
I dated a little dog. I was like,
What?
so a furry.
No.
Well, furries are a thing where people dress up as animals and they put on the fur of an animal.
Yeah,
and
no.
they, it's a kink.
Yeah,
Don't ask me how I know. I read it in the Bible or something, but it's a kink.
What was you reading?
That's what we not.
King James the Dragon,
No.
the King James Dragon version.
There's no way. I'm absolutely not dating anybody that would identify as an animal.
A genderless animal.
Right.
That's just weird. That's just weird. But I mean, if you like it, I love it. I guess.
To each his own?
Yeah, to
To
each his own.
own.
Whether you're human or dragon, I guess. Oh, but I do want to. I tell you, a human. I do want to shout out. And she's not a dragon, but she's a bee, and I would date a bee if it was her.
If it's sports, if it's fashion, if it's music, if it's hustling, whatever, you're on a marathon, you know. So
Somebody who's definitely been on that marathon is the Queen Bee, Beyonce. She is now. Where my applause at? She has now surpassed every artist in the history of the world.
Come on, Beyonce.
Grammy wins, not nominations, wins. Of course, she looked beautiful that night. Did y'all watch the Grammys?
I missed it, but I was able to catch the recap. I was able to catch the look. So
Yeah, I didn't watch it, but I definitely caught the recap.
I caught the recaps. I only watched for when Jay-Z was going to perform.
okay.
Because I knew him, DJ Khaled, Rick Ross, and Lil Wayne was going to do God Did. And God Did like my favorite song of the last year. Jay-Z, my GOAT. You know, he's my Jordan or
Undeniable.
Kobe
Yeah.
or LeBron, whatever we're going with.
I'd be more invested in the looks than I do in the actual award
What's that?
shows. these days. I'm not gonna lie. And the performances, but you can always YouTube those later.
What up? What up? Appreciate you tuning in, everybody. I see you. I see the comments. Beyonce, they've been trying to compare her to Michael Jackson for like 10 years, and I'm just like, chill, relax. But she is the biggest artist of this time. Drake may have something to say about that, but in my opinion, this is Beyonce. And with that Renaissance album, the Renaissance tour, everything they have going on, it feels like she's the one. I actually saw her here in Atlanta with Jay-Z. I wouldn't go to a Beyonce concert. It was her and Jay. So I'd go to that. You know and she killed it. Like she's a magnificent performer.
Absolutely.
You see her Dubai performance or any clips of it?
The what?
The Dubai. She was in Dubai for $24 million one show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that clip that they were showing.
Yeah, and they put that little thing on her, and then they took her up like 100 feet in the air on a little stool.
Oh yeah. Beyonce is definitely an amazing performer and so well rounded, and I think that's where the comparison goes from the vocals to her impact, like the way she's able to really have people out here scrambling to get tickets to see her perform. They're not paying people back the money that they owe. Like they're not showing that energy to nobody they owe money to. They're not paying their bills. Like they are really out here talking about, I done saved up not to invest in myself, not to invest in anything other than to go to the Beyonce performance.
Beyonce concert.
Yeah. And so,
they didn't want to pay rent.
Right. So that's huge. So when you talk about the impact that she has, her ability to put on a show, and then, I mean, her fan base, like, I could see that.
I mean, she the female GOAT. What you think, Jasz? You put her up there? Or you got Rihanna or somebody above?
Rihanna.
I will put Rihanna above.
I knew it. That's why I asked your ass. I knew that shit.
And don't come for me.
I would want to, if you said, "No, you can have a weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a weekend relationship with one of them, who would you choose?" I'm going to choose Rihanna because I think we're going to have better sex. I think we're going to, you know what I'm saying? I think it's going to be like, But musically, I listen to Beyonce whenever she got a song with Jay-Z. And I listen to Rihanna whenever she has a song with Jay-Z. I don't really listen to their music. But that's not a prerequisite for my love because we know who my number one is. You know who my number one is, right?
It's still Ashanti.
It's always going to be Ashanti. These women don't hold a candle to Ashanti, looks-wise. But I don't listen to none of their music, so I just be like, whatever.
I think that comparing Rihanna and Beyonce is like comparing apples to oranges. And I feel like that's because they're the greatest in both of their lanes.
Yeah.
Like Rihanna is an icon. You know what I mean? Beyonce is an artist and a performer. But like
Beyonce not an icon?
I would consider Rihanna like an icon before I considered Beyonce an icon.
You gotta break that down somewhere for me, Britt.
Beyonce, up until recently, had more money. Rihanna's cosmetic deal kind of shot her up. But Beyonce's concert tickets, Rihanna can't hold a candle to that.
It's so when I say icon, like when I think about somebody iconic, I think about it's a little bit more than just like their abilities and their gifts. Like Rihanna can literally sell a pen to Bic. Her looks are things that no one else really should be doing or can be doing, but Rihanna can get away with it. The way she puts things together, the way that people look at her for things, not necessarily her music. Like people want to know, what is Rihanna wearing? People want to know what products Rihanna's wearing. People want to get ready with Rihanna. I'm not going to say that there aren't people who would get ready with Beyonce if they had the opportunity to, but nobody is looking at Beyonce saying, oh my gosh, look at her outfit. We're talking about how amazing Beyonce looks and how she's the queen, but we're not really talking about anything other than her being bad and how well she performs in things. Like people aren't breaking their necks
when you break it down
Rihanna.
like that, but
I don't know that that's true because every time Beyonce steps out, the paparazzi's there, Shade Woman's there.
That's because it's Beyonce, but we're not.
Yeah, so
that's because she's
icon.
icon. You know what? I know who you are. You're one of those 12% of the population that just don't like Beyonce. You're one of them.
I definitely don't dislike Beyonce, and I'm no, No, that's not what it is.
What is it? She just explained it. We got it.
Exactly. I'm not downing Beyonce. I'm just saying that people are looking to Rihanna for something a little bit more than, you know what, forget it.
I'm listening. No, explain it because it might be.
No, like Beyonce has her little cult. Beyonce is known for being a performer, her voice, her music. You know what I'm saying? But I just don't feel like anybody's like, what did Beyonce wear yesterday? Like,
ooh, girl, Twitter's gonna eat you up.
Yeah, and all of the shout out to my LGBTQIA homies. We down. They all just like Beyonce.
You think so?
Man, the only thing I know two things about gay people. They like the same sex and they just like Beyonce. That's what I know. Was that ignorant?
Yeah, I'm just trying. Maybe I have the wrong definition of like.
Oh, so now you're looking up iconic.
You know I am.
What I say ignorant?
What?
I say the only two things I know about gay people, they like the same sex and they want to dress like Beyonce.
That's it.
Well, okay.
What does it say?
I mean,
no, read it to the people.
She would be considered an icon.
Absolutely.
Beyonce for sure, like a star, a superstar, like a person or thing regarded. So I don't know. I guess when I thought about icon, I wasn't looking at it literally. So I guess I would change my answer if we were to go by Webster's definition. So my bad. One thing about me is I can correct myself when I'm wrong. Beyonce is absolutely iconic.
There we go. And leave it at that. Leave it at that.
Okay.
1 weekend alone with one of them, choosing Rihanna or Beyonce.
I would that would be tough, but I would probably choose Rihanna.
I would choose Rihanna.
I just feel like it would probably.
So we all three of us choose Rihanna.
It really would depend on my mood though, because Beyonce would definitely be somebody chill, and the fact that we don't know a lot about her, because she doesn't share a lot, that mystery. Like if I had an opportunity to converse with her, I probably would.
What up, Jay? I see you on here.
I'm not downing Beyonce.
Yeah, Jay, you said the Beehive about to get y'all.
Rihanna, I have the wrong definition of icon. Like what I'm thinking, you know, I was wrong in that. My bad.
You ain't listen to Jaden Smith's song. I'm just an icon living. I'm just the icon living.
Yeah.
He told you the definition. Well, he didn't really, but did you hear that song?
Yes. I like that song.
Jaden got a song.
I like Jaden's song and I like Willow's music too.
Yeah, I like I whip my head back and forth. I whip my head back and forth.
She has new music, yeah.
And down to my head growing. Down to my head growing. Don't sit on my head, Brittany. It's growing. I whip my head back and forth.
I'm just like, that's the song you chose. Do you know how?
That's the only song I know by her. I don't listen to them kids. But that shit came out. I was like, oh, catchy tune. They got new music? Oh,
yeah, they got new music.
Catchy. I listened to their mama, Wicked Wisdom. And shout out to Will Smith just because one of my heroes in the game. Shout out to Will. Y'all leave Will alone. Don't talk about his wife. Leave his wife's name out your motherfucking mouth. What else we got? On Netflix and chill. I hope one of y'all is watching some of these shows because I'm gonna be talking to myself if you're on that.
Netflix and chill. What does that even mean?
Are y'all watching BMF?
No.
Let me get my crickets out. Are y'all watching Harlem? Are y'all watching Godfather of Harlem? Okay, this is gonna be a challenging segment. Okay, well, BMF is the story of Demetrius Flannery and his brother.
So we know the background and what BMF is. We just don't watch the show. So
how could you know the background and not watch the shit? Did y'all watch Power?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I did. But what I'm trying to say, I definitely watched Power, but all those extra books, not so much. So So yeah, we know like the background or whatever. Somebody said, "Wow."
They are in disbelief. You the only host that watch Netflix shows. Hey Jay and Lou, next week when your ass is here, we talking about these shows. So go watch them.
That's hilarious. I'm actually like, I'm not gonna fake. I don't watch a lot of TV, but when I do, like I'm watching Sex and the City right now.
But Harlem is Sex and the City.
Okay.
It's the black Sex and the City.
Let me tell you a series that I did watch, Magic City.
The YouTube series that interviews the strippers that booked it?
No, it's an actual it's a
sitcom, it's a scripted series?
Yes.
Oh. And it's about Magic City here?
No.
Oh, that's copyright infringement. I want to sue them myself. I'm gonna sue. J. Luke, get my lawyer on the line. What is this Magic City about?
So I'm probably not gonna explain it correctly.
Harlem is black Sex in the City. I just said that.
Really?
I may have to check
What up, cuz?
I may have to check it out.
It's Megan Good. Oh shit. Forgive me for my description. It's Megan Good, a really pretty light-skinned sister, a chocolate fine, thicker sister, and a semi-masculine presenting sister. Because she's still pretty as a motherfucker. She's supposed to be the LGBTQI element of the show, but she's pretty. I don't look at her as a dom. She's pretty. Like it's four. I always say this shit. You put black women on something, I'm gonna watch it. I love black women, so it's 4 badass black women.
Okay.
And they're doing their Sex in the City experiences. But they black, so I like it more. You know what I'm saying? Like it's Sex in the City, but black women.
Well, I have to check that out.
I don't even watch a lot of TV, but
I have to check that out. Boo Boo Kitty from Boo Boo Kitty from Empire.
I don't know which one of them is Boo Boo Kitty. Is that the light skinned girl?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, she pretty. And then she just discovered she like pussy, and I was like, oh man, possibilities are endless in my mind. Like my fantasies need details, and she like provided them. I was like, oh wow, that's great. Sorry, probably went too far. But Harlem is that. Okay. Godfather of Harlem is Bumpy Johnson, gangster in New York, dealing with the mob. Was good friends with Malcolm X. So you get a Nation of Islam plot, you get the street gangster plot with the Italians and the mobsters, and you get some wholesome family shit mixed in. And the show Magic City is what?
It's like back in the day, and it's basically just about how this man, like he had this hotel, and it was like during like the whole gambling, like when they were going back and forth with the gambling law, whether or not to pass it or not. And like him just kind of building his empire, but what it takes. So there was like a little bit of, mob ties, more so dealing with like the gambling and whatnot, and just kind of seeing that translate was pretty cool.
What's that on? That's a great question. Because you got 18 apps. While you're thinking Godfather of Harlem, I think it's on FX. Harlem, I forget what the fuck Harlem on. It might be FX2. Nina, what the hell is Harlem on? Or MGM or Amazon? I think Harlem's on Amazon. And Being Meth is on Stars. And Magic City is on.
Honestly, I don't know because I never turned it on myself. So.
Oh shit! Okay.
Oh.
That'd be her booty call. That'd be her
Netflix and chill.
Netflix and my little app.
That's funny.
What does that even mean? Netflix and chill. What is it?
What do you? You know, you don't watch anything.
Anime.
Like Tina Turner anime?
No.
Okay. So what's your favorite anime? One Punch King. You got the what's the Giants? Attack on Titan. You got the
so you watch anime?
I am.
You watch anime too.
I'm getting hip to anime. Well, I was hip to anime a few years ago. I dated a girl that was what the fuck they call her? She was into that shit, and I'm trying to get my mic right. She was into it heavy, and so I started examining and experimenting and looking at different shows, and so I know a lot of them. Attack on Titans, I dove into. Full Metal Alchemist, I dove into. Everything else, I've probably seen 2-3 episodes.
Okay.
So what are you watching that's hot? That's the new. What should I watch? Give me one show.
I like it.
Huh?
But I'm
The ones
gonna
that
say.
like. I just gave you an idea of what I watch.
You may like Hunter x Hunter.
Who?
Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter.
It's an
anime show.
I'm not gonna fake
she was into it. She didn't want to watch
it once ever, and it was at her house. But I was like rolling my eyes, and before you know it, like she fell asleep,
and she stayed up watching.
And I was like up watching it. But like, would I go home and think to myself like, "Ooh, I'm about to turn on Hunter x Hunter"? No, but it was
don't call me. I like that.
Okay, but see, so that's how I am with Law and Order. Every time I'm at somebody's house and they're watching, I'm like, Law and Order is amazing. Every single version of it, SVU, the DDW, the BDSM, like all of those versions of Law and Order are great. But I have never cut on Law and Order in my house, ever.
Get us up there.
I haven't learned about that version. But anyway,
who was the sister on the right? To my
SVU is definitely.
I think you mean you're right. This is Jasmine. She did a whole introduction, Jay. If you had watched the entire show, you would know who she is.
Right.
I'm just fucking with you, bro. Oh, but if you meant my other right, this is Brittany. She's been on the pod before. She's the new co-host.
I think he meant Jazz.
Okay. But this is Jazz.
It's me.
The Animaniac. Oh, he into all that nerdy shit. He probably like, ooh, she likes to.
Okay. Magic City is on Stars. Thank you.
You have Stars?
Okay, I got Stars as my cousin.
Okay, I can get the Stars account.
And then say Harlem is on AM. So Harlem is on AMC. Okay. The Black Sex in the City.
I like that.
So it's not on Amazon.
Well, I watch it. I have Amazon Prime. So I don't fucking know. No, I don't know. Don't give me. I don't know how I have access to it. I have Amazon in some kind of way. I get it. So I guess I have AMC. I didn't know I had AMC. But yeah.
Apparently,
Harlem is on Amazon.
Okay, I'm gonna check it out.
What's up, ladies?
We'll see.
Up? Hey, boo.
Hey, girl, hey.
And so we talked about all the shows. Godfather Muhammad. We talked about all the shows.
Yeah.
And your anime recommendation was
Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought you were like speaking French, like it's Hunter x Hunter.
Oh.
Hunter x Hunter.
Okay.
Like, I don't know what is that Arabic. You saying Hunter x Hunter.
Hunter x Hunter.
I understood her perfectly well.
Well, you see, look how small my ears are. I can't hear a lot of shit.
Yeah, actually, it's so funny because I guess they are small because you literally just like moved your headphones back and tried to show me, and I did not see ear. Like your hand was still covering your ear.
You still didn't see my ear?
Literally, you went to show me your ear, and all I saw was your hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I believe you.
But it's good because I don't have to hear all the bullshit people say.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
that's the thing.
I get tired of BS. You know what BS stands for?
You want to tell us?
I'm tired of your BS. I don't want your BS. What you think that means?
I don't want to hear what you're gonna say.
Because it's not gonna say.
It's not what we think it is.
What do you think it is? What did you grow up thinking BS was? I don't want to hear that BS. Yeah, well, it ain't bullshit.
What is it?
That Brittani Sade.
I'm sorry. I've never see where you lost me was that I don't want to hear because I'm not used to hearing that. You see what I'm saying? So
Jive.
Oh,
well, I told the ladies a new word that took up jive. All my DMV folks. Okay, we all. Oh, okay. Let's have some fun. This is why I think Brittany's here today. Anyway, for this right here, the BS, the Brittani Sade. I'm going to make a drop about that. Like,
yeah. But it's gotta be nice though, because you know how you do.
Whoa, I am a gentle man. But since they're showing Universal Music, I don't want to play their sample all the way through or Sony, because then we can see it. So this is that segment. We saw a video on Instagram, and do you want to explain it? I think I got it, but do you want to explain it?
You talking about the one where she wanted to?
Which one? The amount of money and going up the corporate ladder.
Oh no! How about you explain it?
Oh Jesus! Okay, well.
Because you sent it to me.
Okay, but if I fuck it up, then just tell me where I fucked it up.
Yeah.
I believe there was a clip of a dude talking, and he was saying that successful women, are starting to want more successful men. So they make $100,000 a year. They want a man that makes that. And as they climb that ladder, the pickings get slimmer. But with men, since they don't care how much a woman makes, if they make $100,000, their dating pool could be $30,000 to $200,000. But when women, because they have a standard of what they expect from men, their dating pool shallows, and it goes from they're not doing the $20,000 man or the $30,000 man or whatever the hell. So since they're doing $100,000 and up, they have a smaller group to pick from.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, he's spitting. And Brittany was like, no, he is not.
I said that my words were, he makes a point, but not the point. So like what he was saying is true. You know, as women, you know, men don't necessarily care a lot. Like, you get money, you get the girl, it is what it is. There's not much more to it. They don't really care about how much you make. Now, the only issue that I had with the video is that I don't want to misquote him, but he said something along the lines of women become victims. Did he use the word victim of their success, or they become?
He may have. He used some term.
He said that women, essentially, he was making kind of a negative connotation as far as what women fall into when they become more and more successful. And I just don't feel like you should ever put a negative connotation on a standard. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, as far as men, like, we can talk about like that whole situation, but the different factors that aren't put into that is that women aren't necessarily like, you know, oh my gosh, she has to make this much or that much, because a lot of successful women who have the ability to do things on their own, they don't mind being partners so long as it makes sense.
Yeah.
The thing about it is that a lot of men, they base their worth, like when you talk about a high value man, that's all based on how much money you make.
I disagree.
When it comes to a woman, a man is better when he makes money. And I'm not saying that all men, but it's just like men are so focused on getting the bag. They're not focused on as much. It's getting better. But, you know, let me be a good partner. Let me get my mental health. Let me be emotionally intelligent. Let me effectively communicate. Those things are not as important as getting money. So in a lot of situations, it's like, if I have a bag and there's a woman that is in a situation where she needs me or she wants the bag, like, all I have to do is give her the bag. I don't really have to focus on anything else or give her anything else. But
because niggas, that's their game. Like, some niggas' game is I'll fuck the shit out you. Some niggas' game is I got the bag. Some niggas' game is I'm an emotionally intelligent partner. Some niggas' bag is just I'm fun to be around. It's just fun.
Yeah.
And I think that I always looked at if your game wasn't you, because if you have money and that's your game, if you lose the money, then what's your game?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So I look at it that way. But I think I went to a kickback and J. Lou was there. J. Lou would tell you, and there was a girl in there like, I make all this money and men don't make as much as me and I'm tired of this shit. And then we were like, well, that's a legitimate gripe. Like, if you don't not meet men that make the money you want, that makes sense. I get you a little frustrated. But then she went on to say, and it's all Kevin Samuels' fault. What did Kevin Samuels do? And she's like, he made high value men not value me. And I was like, well, baby, you spent last 20 minutes, 10 minutes telling all of us at this party, all of us,
Yeah, I was wondering
how
what she
you
meant,
make more money than everybody and how men ain't shit, men don't make money. And then when we're turned off by your bravado or your stance, you think it's because of Kevin Samuels? I thought, baby, it's you.
Okay.
Like, it's you.
Let's take that out of it because I don't really know the context of the conversation, so I don't want to have an opinion on something and I don't know what she meant.
Okay.
But let's just speak more generally on like successful women. I think with successful women, and it depends on the type of success, right? Or what your definition of a success or what she does, her line of business. But in a lot of cases, when you think of that general definition of a successful woman, that comes with a particular mindset. And with that mindset comes with a standard. I think that my issue with all of this is that the whole conversation is about money. And I'm going to be quite honest. To me, money or the stability or your ability to take care of yourself and do, extra things as much as I am capable of doing that, that's a requirement for me. You don't get a cookie for that.
Yeah.
So I feel like these conversations where we're talking about money and all those things, like if you have ambition and inspiration or whatever, like you should never be broke. Now, I feel like people, not sticking to the rivers and the lakes that they're used to, or their definition of not being able to live how I want to is very different than broke. Broke means you can't take care of yourself. You can't live you're living paycheck to paycheck. Yeah. But a man making less than me, that doesn't make him broke.
The fellas are loving you right now.
I'm just being honest, but I work in finance, so I understand that it's not always about how much you make. It's about your mindset and how you manage your money. Now, obviously, inflation is a thing. The cost of living is a thing. So if you get too low, like we're gonna have to have a conversation because it's gonna be a little bit harder to keep up. But I mean,
it's gonna be difficult to do the things. Like I'm a big fan of Married at First Sight. Y'all watch that?
Married at First Sight.
I'm not asking you because we know you're not watching shit.
I have seen it before, and I think I'm allowed to say now because I never got on the show. But like,
which is that one?
Married at First Sight.
I auditioned for it too.
You auditioned? I didn't audition.
Well, not audition,
but they reached out to me. I got to the very end. They just couldn't find a match for me. And it was pretty cool that production called me back and told me that because normally they just, if you didn't, they don't find a match, they just don't talk to you. But yeah, because I was like, Jasmine, I know I told you, but it was some years ago. It was like right out of the pandemic.
Yeah, it was the Atlanta season.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, whatever. I'm not, it is what it is.
I ain't make it that far, but the Kickbackers, shout out to the Kickbackers. The Kickbackers is what we call listeners and viewers. And they was like, go on Married at First Sight, get a wife. I was, okay.
I am familiar with that show. And I would do it.
I tried to do it. Yeah. They just ain't pick me. They probably couldn't find nobody. They should put us together.
Well, they could have seen, because I know they'd be trying to be very intentional. Maybe that would have been crazy, but I think that's why I appreciate the fact that they probably look at like mutuals and things like that. And they probably try to get people that are like extremely like detached. There's no relation.
Let's explore this. So there was a Japanese couple on the season I'm currently watching, which I think is 13, but they knew each other in passing. They didn't know each other in detail, but they knew each other's name. They knew each other's friends and all that shit. What would you have done if you walked down the aisle and it was like, it was me standing there? You'd be like, what the fuck?
No, so honestly, I probably would have laughed.
That's what she did.
Like, I would have been like, y'all cannot be serious. But I would have been comfortable because, I mean, I know you to a certain extent. So I would have been comfortable enough to, like, go through with that because you really are, like, sharing a space immediately after with somebody that you don't know. Yeah. So, but yeah, I did. The first thing I would have done was laugh and been like, WTF.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
the fuck? Now, what if you have gone on the show? Well, would you ever do anything like that?
Yes.
Okay. So, well, damn. So we will all do the shit. That's crazy.
Yeah.
At this point in life, what do you have to lose?
It's not even that for me.
Are we doing ages? I don't want to ask. I know women will beat you down if you ask ages and shit.
Then why you asking?
Huh?
I said, so then why you asking?
Why am I asking?
Yeah.
Oh, because of the show. Because I'm at my age, I do anything. And not anything, but I would be more experimental. But I'm assuming you're much younger than me, so I'm wondering why you would be so experimental. But I guess it's not an age thing. I like to ask. Damn, you want to make it uncomfortable? Ask a black woman her age. Well, let's see. That's because your wife wasn't on that show, dude. Okay, well, all right. Yeah. I think we're good. But I do like that show. What was my point with the Asian people? It was something about the Asian people.
That they knew each other.
Oh yeah, they knew each other. And well, it's season 13. That's like 2 years ago. Okay. It didn't work out, even though they knew each other.
That would make sense.
Yeah, because they barely knew each other. She knew him as
a lot of sense.
Yeah, she knew him as the party boy that never was serious, and he knew her as like a little reserved. And I think that I think he fucked it up. She was with it.
You think?
She was trying to figure it out. Well, yeah, as most times we are men and men are stupid and we are dumb. Yeah, so I think most times we just, he just did a lot of dumb shit. And she was a good woman too, in my opinion. I'm watching the hours they give us to see.
Yeah,
I thought she was good. Now, are we done with the women dating options?
Yeah, I mean, Jasmine, what do you think? Like, as far as successful women, because I'm telling you, and I wish I could have remembered exactly what he said, but I remember him saying that women become something.
He was like basically they become victims of their success based on what they're looking for, because the more you make, the more you want your man to make, and because 7% of black men in America make over 100 or 200,000. Then your options become limited. But as a black man, if I don't care about money, I can date a woman to make 30,000, 40,000, 50,000. Yeah. And so my pool is vast. Your pool, if that is your requirement, is limited.
If that is the requirement, then yes.
That was the premise. If this is your requirement, then your pool is just going to be smaller than my pool. And that's going to put you in a disadvantageous position.
It's not a. I can't get used to that. I'll try, but I don't know. Like, I don't feel like it puts them in a huge disadvantage, but.
Well, do you have any financial requirements? It's okay. You should like. I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm keeping it out. Like we gonna say fuck all that shaming. You're entitled to be like, I like to travel. I want to go to Paris once a year. I might not be able to do that.
I don't say it's a requirement, because if somebody didn't have all that, I could still see myself vibing out with them.
I have a requirement. My requirement isn't necessarily a dollar amount, but just be able to take care of yourself.
Yeah.
Can you pay your rent? Can you pay your bills?
I can,
do you have money for fun?
Can, but I won't.
How are you?
You can, but you won't.
Can, but I won't.
Okay. All right. Okay.
And that makes perfect sense to me.
Well, it makes sense to me too. I just never heard a nigga be like, I can, but I won't. Like, it's just the advantages of being pretty women.
Yeah, and it depends. But you know what's so funny though is that how we want to talk about the pool with successful women, but like, do y'all know that the most like successful women, I feel like more successful.
You said call me. You might have a dating option, but go ahead.
Okay. You did hear that she can, but she won't, right, Daryl? Make sure you.
I said it like 5 times.
Okay.
Yeah.
5 times.
And Jada says, it's all about the right partnership. They worrying about value instead of values.
Okay.
Yeah.
Boom.
I like that too.
Yeah, that's a bar. That's definitely a bar. I'm gonna use that shit. I'm gonna use that shit. I'm about to put that on Facebook tomorrow. Like I made it up. The problem with relationships these days is y'all worried about value and not values. They be like, "Oh man, that was fine. I'm gonna get 300 likes."
That's funny. That's funny.
Stole it straight from J. Lou. I mean, I ain't mad at that. Like, I think as a man, and with the men that I know, we all want to be providers. I don't think we want to be used. You know what question has come up to me a lot lately, like probably
used
in the last
as what?
year.
Let's talk about it. Used as what?
Used as.
No, you said that. You said we don't want to be used.
Is that what I just said?
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Well. Okay. I don't know how to respond to that. I'll just go with.
I've been drinking.
Okay. I didn't know I said that, but I think then. Damn.
Yeah,
you said used as what?
We're okay with being providers. We just don't want to be used. And I meant used in what way? Like, what do you mean by you don't want to be used?
Oh, well, I don't exactly know that, but what I was trying to get to was, if I pay all the bills, in my mind, where's all your money? And I just, it is a question. Like, I really want to know. Like, if I pay all the bills, what is your, because I'm looking at an equally yoked situation. So let's say we both make.
So equally yoked is strictly based on finances. And that was my point. Is what you're basically saying is equally yoked is based on how much you make. Because
and just in this specific instance, equally yoked mean, religion, it goes deeper than that.
Right.
But if we both make $100,000 a year,
right,
and I pay all the bills,
right, but she's doing everything else in the household.
You're really doing is she?
What do you mean? Is she?
No,
you come home, you have food to eat.
Do you? But there's a situation where women are like, I work all day. I work hard as you. I'm not cooking.
Okay, but you have food to. I said you have food to eat. I mean, does it matter how it got there as long as it's on the table?
Well,
I mean, in hindsight,
I'll do it this way. If the discussion is she either cooks or orders the food, then I'm with you. But if the discussion is she didn't cook and I pay all the bills and I have to order the food too, then it's like, what are you doing with your money? Now, if this is like you pay all the bills, I'm gonna take care of food and I'm gonna take care of home and I'm gonna do this and that. Well, shit, okay. But there's a subculture, we can call it whatever we want. A subculture of women is like, I don't cook. I want a man that makes this amount of money, he pays all the bills, and I'm not cooking, nigga, and I'm not even paying for the food. I might order it, but you paying for the food too. And it just always does. It always makes me wonder, where does your money go? You see? Now, if a woman was like, well, I'm doing
just gotta find a man who doesn't mind doing that.
I'm doing 2-3 vacations every year. And it's like, well, okay, you got no bills, but you flying us to Paris, you flying us to the Bahamas, you going to the Jay-Z Beyonce concert. I'm cool with that.
I'm pretty sure that a woman who is fully capable of doing it, right? Yeah. And you're taking care of how she's gonna do it. Now, the issue comes in is when you're taking care of somebody who may not be, like you're talking about, where's your money going? Now, we got to make sure that she's making the money to be able to do these things.
I'm only speaking in a situation where she is. I say equally yoked. So
it matter?
We have the.
Can I ask you, why does it matter so much about where her money's going?
Well, I'm going to be totally transparent because me and my boy, we did an episode like this, and I was like, well, me personally, it was how much of a percentage of everything should the man pay? And me and J. Lou was like, I think we both said 75%. We should pay 75% of everything, which means she might get the utilities and cell phone, but we handle it. That's what we feel comfortable. And I don't know if I don't want to put it on mail, or maybe it was a kickbacker. Somebody was like, well, they presented the notion of you pay 75 or when you pay 100. And I was like, well, I mean, I hear you.
Hello, Daryl.
And then I was like, wait a minute, hold on. So if we pay 100, where does her money go? And nobody can answer it. And it has just been the bane of my existence because we was like, yeah, we gonna pay 75% of all the bills. We taking care of our woman. We was like on chest out, like, yeah, nigga, we paying everything. And then it was like, pay all of it. And I was like, okay, well, if we do that, where does her money go? She has $100,000 a year job too. And then nobody had an answer. And I was like, wait a minute, dog. Where does her money go? And some girls was like, well, I'm paying for every vacation. And I was like, oh, that works for me.
I mean,
she was like, I'm paying for this and I'm gonna do this and that. And I was like, that works for me. But there was no consistent answer. It was like, so her money just goes to purses?
Come on. Oh, and if that's where it goes, then what? Okay, you're not technically paying for it. But what I'm saying is that no woman, if you're talking about equally yoked, no woman is going to be like, okay, I'm going to the grocery store. Let me get your debit card. Like naturally, if a man is paying all the bills, if a woman who is equally yoked, she goes out, she gets her something, she gets you something, a trip or whatever, she's going to use her own card. So I don't see everything being like a situation where a woman who is fully capable of doing something doesn't do it at all. Because
and I'll give you pushback on that because I got pushback saying that I make $100-some thousand a year, but I want the man to pay for everything, and I want my money to be my money so I can do what I want with it. And I was like, interesting.
But so what if she does? And I think
it's fine for her to want that,
right?
But it doesn't make sense to me. If I make 100,000, you make 99,000, and I'm paying for everything, that just seems a little. It's like, well,
were you not paying for it before you met me?
Well, I'm not paying. I wasn't paying for you before I met you.
But what do you mean by me? I mean, okay, the lights may go up a little bit more, the water bill may go. Like what I'm trying to understand
because I'm thinking
coming into your space or we're joining. I don't like.
Well, I don't look at it as coming into my space.
Issue.
One, I don't think it's a huge issue. It was a curiosity that if I pay for everything, what is going on with your money? And that was a question I had, and nobody's been able to really give me. Well, some people have.
Yeah, you would have
to. But it's a curiosity. Yeah. But I think that if I invite a woman and I'm paying for everything and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, and that's what I choose to do, and that's what I choose to do, it ain't really a big deal.
Okay, well, let's say this. What happens when you meet a woman, right? And you guys are equally yoked, and then she pushes you to do better, and now you're making more money. Like just literally
I think we call that the dream.
Okay, but that's very possible. First of all, you know what I'm saying? And second of all, that is why I'm really big on like people sticking to the rivers and the lakes that they're used to, right? Because some men have no issue with paying for 100%. Whatever you do with your money is on you. And those men should probably have, the women should probably be with those men. And then the men who feel like women need to contribute should probably be with a woman who feels as though she could go 50-50 with her man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know about 50-50.
So I feel like just in general, people have to kind of do what works for them. Because, what a woman will do with her money, it's going to be different across the board. Like I can talk about what I would do with my money, but that's not necessarily going to be what Jasmine would do with her money. And that's why like these conversations, although it's healthy, but it's like, everybody's going to kind of do a different answer. And I don't think there's necessarily a wrong answer. Yeah. I'll just say that. I don't think there's any wrong answer.
I don't either. I don't think there's a wrong answer in this situation. Because I have been in different situations. I have paid all of the bills because I was the only motherfucker working. And I have gone 50-50. And I have probably done some form of 75-25, maybe 80-20, whatever that was. So I think it just depends on the situation. But what I've never done is a 75-25 where me and a woman made the exact same amount of money. It's like it's been because I made more, I did more. And I'm not a real fan of 50-50, But I'm just it's just a curious thing because if you're equally if you're not mentally spiritually, but if you're financially equally yoked, it's like why would I pay 100% of the bills if we make the exact same amount of money? Now, if I make more, then the dynamic it's dynamics.
Yeah.
And I think that if you make more, like I make 250, you make 90. Whatever you do with your little money, what you do with your little money. But if we both make 80, then the conversation changes. And I haven't received no. Talk, Jasmine. The floor is yours.
No, I just don't see it changing. Like if we're equally yoked, you still got 100%. Yeah.
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I mean, and she has every right to feel that way because generally, like I said, there's no right or wrong answer. But to me, it's like, okay, I meet a man. And how I feel is like, okay, you had a particular lifestyle. Because if you hear me talk, like I'm more interested in how you were living before you even met me. You understand what I'm saying? So if our lifestyles in general have to match, what we value, the things we like to do have to match. So if I'm coming into a situation, you should have no issues with me living within your lifestyle. Like you have to pay your bills regardless. However, if I come into your space, whatever you can afford to do, you do. And I feel like I want to go a bit higher. Now it's my decision to contribute. So what I do feel like is that women should never try to, like, you have to live within that man's means if you want him to take care of 100%. If you want to live above that, now this is where we start talking contribution.
Yeah.
Contribution, I'm sorry.
I was
going to say contributing. That's kind of how I see it, all like in general. Now, everything else is kind of like what works for you. There are women who feel obligated. I need to be paying this. I need to be paying that. But see, me personally, I'm not about to be penny pinching us sitting down talking about who's making what, because anybody who's with me, you're going to be doing better anyway. My value is going to come from more than just me paying a bill. So I don't want to have that conversation with you. Now, whatever I choose to do when I'm out shopping or whatever I'm doing, that's on me. But we're not about to have this bills conversation.
I hear that. DeVille, I'm looking at you like I think we come from different backgrounds. You sound like you come from respectfully a trick background. He just like just the fact that she with me, I'm gonna pay everything. Like I value women, especially black women, but I don't value it like that. Like just because you here, because I know what I bring to the table. So just because you sitting here fucking me, like I know that. And I'll say this, y'all can chime in.
Yes, thank you.
Y'all can chime in. But I'm like, niggas, you give us a circle, we gonna nut. Women got a slightly more difficult time with that. So if I'm making you know what I'm saying? Like there's more value sexually to a man that can please a woman than it is to a woman that can please a man, because we can come in a circle. You give us anything that's a circle, we gonna bust. Every woman can't do that. Just give me a thing look like a dick and I'm gonna come. They don't have that. Most women don't experience that. So I'm not just tricking because pussy good. That ain't how I was raised.
I don't think that's what he said. I think he specifically said if she's with me, which means if he's choosing to commit to a woman, I would hope that it would be because of more than just what she can do for him sexually. I would hope.
I would hope that too. But most men don't. We don't really care about what a woman. I don't know many men that care about what women make. I don't know that.
But it's beyond the make.
Well, we're talking about only the make.
Only money.
Because of the you told me to put this in the podcast.
I did, but I thought we had moved on from the fact that he made a point, not the point. I thought now we're just having a general conversation. We already got past the part of like the money thing specifically.
Okay, women in this bracket have much fewer options. Would you agree that that's true? Well,
I told you it's a mindset thing. With that success and that bracket and that money comes a different type of mindset. You have more to lose. You're not willing to lower your standards for certain things because you will get to a place where I can take care of myself. So I'm looking for somebody to compliment me. It lessens that codependency. Let's say that. So yes, it gets fewer because the standards get higher. That's why I said I didn't like the fact that he used the verbiage in which he used, because he didn't consider the fact of like successful women wanting more, because their standards get higher. Naturally, you know what you want and what you deserve, and you're just less likely to settle. It has a lot less to do with just the money in general, the financials. But I think that that's what people think. And that's why that continues to be the conversation. But I feel like we need to change that, in my personal opinion.
You ended that perfectly. Yeah. That was the round of applause. That was I don't have a rebuttal. You shut me up. That was that.
Ooh, can we run the clip? I remember I've done that before to you.
I don't remember that. No, I know.
Yeah, and you'd be like, normally nobody can shut me up. Ooh, I gotta find.
It doesn't exist.
Because it's only been 2 no. You just wait. And I'm gonna.
Well, when you make a good point, what I'm gonna say? That's not a good point. You shut me up. I don't have nothing to say now. Music. Oh, yeah. I don't think my little music. I got the best little music drop.
This is a fantastic album, man. Let me borrow it.
No, my brother. You've got to buy your own.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Do you remember that? That's an old ass commercial where they got these records like behind you, and they're like, I got a new album in the middle of the day, because you could pay $10 a year and get a new album every month or some shit back in the 80s. And they be like, let me borrow that album. My brother, you got to get your own. But it's, in music, the only thing that I've really been listening to that stuck out to me musically was watching the Grammys, the portion of it that I did watch, and seeing DJ Khaled, Jay-Z, Rick Ross, Lil Wayne, John Legend, and Friday perform the 9-minute song God Did. And I love that song. It motivated me, get me up in the morning, and made me want to grind, made me want to hustle, made me want to go and change the world. Okay. And then, but they did the entire song. Like normally at the Grammys, you're not doing a 9-minute song. Yeah. Jay-Z's verse alone was over 5 minutes. Nobody does a 5-minute verse at the Grammys.
Right.
But they did it, and it didn't feel like 9 minutes, and it flowed through, and it was. To me, it was amazing.
I could see that though, because you grew up in the era of like 6, 9, 10-minute songs.
Yeah, right? Well, 5-6-minute songs. Only Prince was giving us them 10-minute songs.
Oh no, them songs. Well, they might feel like 10 minutes, but definitely over 7.
No, not on average. Our average song as a rapper was 4 minutes 30 seconds. That's where you wanted to keep your song. That was the sweet spot. So I grew up thinking 4 minutes, 30 seconds was the sweet spot. But there would be, because in the 60s and 70s, which I think you're trying to imply that I'm that old, those songs would have a 2-minute intro.
Yeah, those are the ones.
Is that what you're trying to say? That's what you're trying to say? I'm 70?
Whatever your head.
I'm 60? Wow, Brittany. You know what? You're paying all the bills. I feel like I'm 60 years old. I'm not 60. I'm only younger.
Oh, but you had no issue with asking us how old we were, but you can't give your age now.
I done said it a million times on the podcast. I'll be 47 in April.
Somebody say you're that old.
Who's insulting me? You know what, Sean? I'm gonna find a way to block you so you can never see this again. You want to tell everybody my real age. It's not about settling.
Yeah, she's just
so sabotage. I met a woman who poured into me so much. She helped me see that I had limited beliefs, and from that I was able to. Oh shit! Hey, you won! You won!
It's essentially everybody commenting about how people can bring value other than finances, and that's why we shouldn't put so much emphasis.
I agree. I agree. As I'm telling 2 women that men don't have to pay 100% of the bills; they have other things, and they're like, no, pay all the bills and have other things, which is a respectable demand.
Yeah.
But you can't say, I understand people bring other value other than money, but then don't understand a man's value is more than just money. You know what I'm saying? If your valuation of a man is he must pay all the bills, then you're not necessarily looking beyond just money.
You are, because if that's just one thing. And what I mean by paying all the bills, like I said to you, is I'm coming in. If you were taking care of yourself comfortably, me coming into your space alone should not change that much.
Yeah. I agree.
That's what I mean. Now, at that particular time where I want to turn it up a notch, now I need to make a decision to make more. To contribute. Because it wouldn't make sense to just automatically expect for you to have more or get more if I came into this situation knowing you're right here. That's what I'm saying.
I get that and I respect that. And I'm in accord with that. Yeah. My question wasn't that. My question was, what did they do with the money? And it went from what they do with the money to a real explanation to what men can and can't do and what they will and won't do. I was like, I just wondered where the money going.
Yeah.
I just wondered.
Yeah. But, and I think honestly the answer is wherever she wanted it to go. And depending on that woman, wherever that extra money might go, it could be beneficial to you in different ways. So,
Yeah.
Jive.
All right.
Jive, though. Not like the kind of.
Like jive. All right. So, y'all watch basketball. Do y'all watch football?
Not like I watch basketball.
Not like I watch basketball. So we're not.
But I will
about
watch
the
it.
Virtual Valentine's Day. We went over time.
Oh shit! No.
Because that was honestly what I'm.
Let me take off my glasses so I can see what I'm saying. Okay. Oh, the virtual Valentine's Day.
Especially Valentine's Day coming up.
All right, Brittany, you got it. Break it down.
Okay. So essentially, it was like this. I believe it was like anonymous, right? Somebody had basically wrote and was like, would it be a bad idea if I took a man on a virtual date for Valentine's Day? And essentially, what would happen is they would go on a date. He would FaceTime her. He would order his food. She would order her food. He could have as many drinks as he wants to. When the bill comes, she's going to send him a Cash App or Zelle plus the tip. And then he can go back home. Uber back home. So that way he can drink safely and not have to drive. And then if he got home, if he wanted a happy ending, she would be in lingerie. They could woo, and then call it a night. And she was basically saying because she didn't want to have a physical date, that she would want to do the virtual date. Like she wants to take somebody on a date for Valentine's Day.
We're going to throw this straight to you, Jasmine, because you've been quiet. We're going to get you to talk right now. Okay. So what do you think about that? Is that a good idea? Is it a fun idea? Is it a stupid idea?
I think that seems fun. It's interesting. Like, I would do that.
You would do that?
Yeah, I would do that.
She also doesn't want to see. It's just so
random.
She doesn't want to see that person or meet them ever. It's totally virtual. So she wants him at the restaurant to have his phone on the table, and she sees him through the phone. And when she does her lingerie and she says she will masturbate and he can masturbate too, it's all on FaceTime.
Yeah,
and she will never meet him.
No, see, I didn't know that. But you didn't say all that when you used to slang it break.
Yeah, I must have forgotten about that part.
Yeah, no.
I know that she said that she didn't want the human contact. I didn't know that she said ever.
Yeah, she was like ever. It's just a one night stand.
No.
A virtual one night stand, you wouldn't do that?
A virtual one night stand I would do. But like to be with somebody like forever and just keep doing virtual, no, I can't.
Well, no, it's just a one night stand. After this night, you never speak again.
Yeah.
But they're going to pay for everything and they're going to make sure you're good. You can have your happy ending optional, but you will never hear from them again.
Yeah.
I said, so you would do it.
I would do it. You wouldn't do it?
I'm about to give my answer. I want to answer you. You would go all the way through? Because at the end, it was a mutual masturbation FaceTime. You going all the way through?
Yeah.
I'm going all the way through. I said, if nothing else, it's a fucking story.
Of course.
It's something I'm talking about on the podcast.
Are you kidding me?
Of course. Why?
Of course.
I think it's cool.
You not doing that.
I think it's cool. Like I've done when the pandemic hit, and I was a scaredy cat, so I wasn't going nowhere. I wasn't at no restaurant. I've learned the art of the virtual date. Like
I was about to say, if you've already done this, just say that.
Yeah, well, I've already done it. Well, I didn't go to a restaurant though because I was scared to go outside. But I had made my meal. She made her meal. We had the phone set up and we talked and drank and smoked or whatever.
Yeah.
And then we had a mutual masturbation session at the end of the night.
Yeah.
And then we said good night. And it wasn't a one night stand. But a woman brings this to my attention. If I don't have, if I'm not dating or something, I'm like, so you gonna pay? You want me to go to my favorite restaurant? You gonna pay for my dinner? You gonna pay for my drinks? You gonna pay for my Uber? And then when I get home, I get to watch you play with your pussy and come. Knowing I have an orgasm fetish, I'm with you. I'm in it. Let's go. There's no way I'm saying no, and it's a fucking story. I'm telling us, I'm doing a whole podcast episode on a story. Let me tell y'all what happened Friday. So it's no way I'm saying no. What about you?
She would.
So,
Really?
hold on. I would definitely do it. Now, I don't know if it would be somebody I randomly met in a one night stand situation because, like, to want to do something like that, I would have to want to do it. So, I would absolutely do it. But it would probably have to be with somebody that I'm already interested in. Or he's going to have to be, like, super. I just haven't quite met anybody that was like that fine just at the eye where I would be like, okay, let me treat him.
Because I wondered, like, how was she gonna meet the nigga?
I guess like through social media.
Yeah.
Oh well,
everything's virtual.
Because I was thinking, like, you gonna do this shit? Who you gonna do it with? You just gonna meet a nigga outside, like, hey, give me your number. I'm gonna call you. We're gonna do this thing.
No.
But I guess it would be social media.
Yeah.
Because that was my only question. Like, how's she gonna meet him?
That part was easy.
Oh well, there you go. All right. And so y'all be sliding in DMs?
No.
Okay. How many times? How much?
I'm not
DMs
gonna say that I haven't
sliding?
wanted to though.
Yeah, I mean, you always gonna be like, you know what? And then you be like,
But
Why don't
I
you
ain't
do it?
gonna do it.
Why don't you do it? You
Get
prefer
somebody else to do it.
traditional demand and procedure?
Get somebody else to do it.
You know what?
Huh?
I don't know if it's like
You do it.
God or
God did.
or like coincidental, but like anytime that I've like been like, and then I'd be like, nah, for whatever reason, I'll either like meet the man or he'll end up sliding in my DMs. Like it's really weird because I'll be thinking like, I'll be thinking like, you know what, and then I'd be like, nah, I ain't gonna say nothing, and then like it just be happening. The only person it hasn't happened with is Michael B. Jordan, but I just feel like
You're not the right color.
and maybe that's what it is, you know. I don't know what his preference is.
What the joke is, you know what the joke is.
I mean, Lori Hart. I wanted them to work out so bad. They were just such an attractive couple.
I had nothing invested in their relationship. They just look. I thought it was fake the whole time, so I just had nothing invested. But I don't know shit. They could have been in love. I don't fucking know.
So what? He's okay. Yeah.
The joke is he only likes white women, and he signed a contract to date Lori Harvey for 1 year, so that it would boost his stock amongst black women.
Oh,
that's
I had
the joke.
No idea.
That's the. Well, I won't say the joke. That's the internet. I don't know shit. He could like only black women, but
yeah, who knows?
You know, but that's what the internet thinks.
Yeah.
I put it that way.
I mean, I could. Yeah, I mean, hey, whatever. But no, like, all in all, like, we don't slide in DMs. It's enough to navigate through what's coming in. Like, nobody has time to be saying anything out.
It said like 85% of women that slide in DMs, the relationships last. 85% of the time where the woman initiated it, that's the one that lasts.
Where they come from?
I come from happyblackwomen.com. I made that up. No, I didn't make up the stat. The stat be on the internet. I don't know where the fuck it really came from.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
But that's what people say. That's the statistic that they're putting out there.
I mean, I could see that. You know, men feel a lot safer with the woman that he knows wants him.
Yes, but I'm gonna tell you, the women that signed in my DM, We're not gonna do this. But you know, shout out to all the women in the world. Love you all. Just the ones that DM my DM I don't. Let's see. Super Bowl pick. What's the Super Bowl pick?
Eagles.
I gotta ride with the Chiefs.
Why?
That's a routine.
I do not have the food that plays on the Chiefs.
You probably like them.
What?
Okay, why are you going to the Chiefs?
I just, you know what I'm saying. I like the color red.
She said tripping blood.
No, I honestly, I mean, neither one of the teams are like my team. I'm a Steelers fan, but I'm gonna ride with the Chiefs. I do like them, so yeah.
If I had to,
why the Eagles? Since y'all want to ask me,
just because it's my brother's favorite team. So
yeah, that makes sense.
But no.
But I'm going with the Chiefs. I don't necessarily believe they're going to win. I think the Eagles. I'm afraid the Eagles might be just like as good as I thought they weren't. Like I was like the Eagles won, but yeah, they ain't shit. They still winning, but they ain't shit. They in the playoffs, they ain't shit. They in the Super Bowl, they ain't shit. And I'm like, are they dummy? They don't believe. Like, how come I keep doubting this team and they keep winning? But I like greatness. I appreciate the fact that LeBron or Kobe could be better than Jordan. I appreciate that. Because if the best basketball player I ever saw was when I was 18, then what the fuck am I still watching basketball for? Yeah, so if the best football team I ever saw was 10 years ago, then why am I even watching it? Patrick Mahomes, if he wins, we can put him and that team in that category of the greatest ever.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan of greatness.
Yeah.
But it's two black quarterbacks. I feel like I can't lose.
Of course.
But if Patrick Mahomes wins, then he goes into that greatness category of shit we've never seen. I was 7 years old when the scoring record was broken in the NBA, but I wasn't watching basketball then. So I didn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The biggest thing I've seen in basketball, you could say, was Jordan's 6 rings or LeBron breaking the scoring record.
Yeah.
So I like to see amazing shit. Always go, what was the last time you had the best meal you ever ate? And I think about it like, shit, I guess I went to that restaurant last year. It's been a year? Oh, I gotta have my best, last time I had the best sex ever. That was 2 X's ago. Fuck, I need to figure that out. When was the last time you had your best podcast episode? That was,
I didn't say nothing.
What's going on?
You are something else. You know
Me?
that? Oh my God.
What? No, I'm just saying, like, I am a fan of, because we only get one life that I know about. We might get another one, but I don't know about the shit. Yeah. And so I'm constantly looking for, like, I got an obsession with Philly cheesesteaks. So now, whenever a restaurant says they got a good one, I go there to see when I'm gonna have the best.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm curious, and
like not 2 X's ago, like
what
if somebody comes across this, you know what I mean?
Well, that was an example. That wasn't like a literal thing. I'm giving you examples of what my brain was.
Okay, so that wasn't true for you. Oh, okay.
Do you want to know when the last time I had the best sex I ever had was?
Sure, humor us.
I'm a gentleman. I don't want to talk about
that.
So I do want to thank you guys for tuning in. This has been another episode of a Pod Named Kickback. Before we get out of here, we're gonna make Jasmine talk some. So Jazz, I need to know all your social media, where they can find you, what you're doing, and the next time you'll be on. Talk to the people.
Okay. So y'all can follow me on Instagram at Jasz Gem, and it is JASZ GEM. So Jasz Gem.
You're dyslexic. I'm playing. Go ahead.
Anyways, so that's my Instagram, that's my TikTok, that's my YouTube. You can really find me on all the platform channels. Same handle.
Twitter too.
Twitter, everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And you're helping people get in shape?
Yes, I help people get in shape. Everybody get in shape. I have a background in strength training as well as Pilates. So I specialize in helping moms. That's it. Corrective exercise.
All right, fellas, you can bust off Fanta when they gain a little weight. She gonna get them down. Don't even worry about it.
She's a non-surgical body doctor.
Ooh.
That is my job.
I would stand up, but that might be too much for everybody to like see how she really like.
I give natural BBLs.
She does. She really does.
You said you gonna stand up.
I would, but I just feel like that's inappropriate. But
okay,
I'm just saying that like she's really about it and it really works. And she's like so professional. Obviously, we're like friends right now, but she's so professional that when we work out, that is absolutely not my friend. So if you're really serious about any type of wellness or getting in shape, she does virtual classes as well. So you do not have to be in person.
Okay.
By all means, reach out to her because, you know, I love her, but I definitely would never stamp anybody or any service that I didn't truly believe in. So she's the GOAT of wellness in my book.
Okay. And Brittani Sade. This has been your first episode as an official host of a Pod Named Kickback. How you feel?
I feel good. I feel like I was still like kind of a guest a little bit. Okay. But I like that. But I feel good. I'm excited. It's a new year. We had some good topics. You know what I'm saying? You know, in the future, we're not going to talk about money whenever we talk about relationships.
Right.
I agree.
There's so much more to relationships. I'm picking on you, but like honestly, overall, I'm just getting quite exhausted of all of the conversations being based around money.
Then why you want to have
the issue is
that was her topic, y'all.
No, my whole point was to say that it shouldn't be about money. So that's why I wanted to bring it up so I could say that.
Y'all want them thinking I brought it up because Daryl was like, "No, why you bringing this up?" I was like,
"Don't try to do that because you was really in your bag with the 75%. Like downplay."
Oh, I do feel that.
You were in your bag about the 75%, and that 25 that she's adding better be paper money because he said he don't care about no other value. He want paper money. But overall, I feel good.
I thought you said so. Go ahead.
Well, you said that too, but I said other value, which that could be valuable because you're trying to say that it all feels the same or they all does the same thing. But there are a lot of men out here who beg to differ.
It all feels the same?
You know what I'm saying? You're like, all we need is a whole, and it's like X, Y, and Z. But that's not always pleasurable.
Yeah, let me be totally
just because
I said we could come with a whole. I was talking about total satisfaction. Like to me, and I'm not sexstream.net. I'm sex panel discussion, and I require more. But
I mean,
we'll do that next episode
for sure. But I feel like that's a part of it. Anyway, we'll talk about that next episode because like that's absolutely positively a part of that. But anyway, just in case, you know, for those of y'all who don't know who I am, I'm Brittani Sade, and you can follow me at Brittani Sade, and that's BrittaniSade on Instagram and Twitter and TikTok, but I don't really be on TikTok.
I just started putting a lot of the videos on TikTok, and they be going up.
Really?
Like, Instagram does well. Facebook is like my hub because I built my following on Facebook.
Yeah,
like my loyal following. But TikTok, I just be like, why the fuck this got so many views? Oh, okay. I do when I try different recipes. I'm trying to learn, not learn. Since the pandemic, I've been learning how to cook like from scratch. Cause it was just like a hobby. Like I want to learn make some shit from scratch.
Oh, so you think you're better than everybody else?
Little bit. But on TikTok, that shit be going crazy. I'm like, oh, y'all like food on TikTok, huh? and I don't be doing no crazy hashtags, but like different meals. I'm like, and they're like, so how long you cooking for? I'm like, 20 minutes. I love that shit. Because it be just random white people in Idaho like, oh, this looks amazing. How long did you cook it? And how much seasoning? I'm like, I like this shit. I would have never thought to put my meals on fucking social media.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
sure.
saying? So I like that shit. But Jasmine, that's it. Just Jasmine.
Just Jazz.
Jazz. We got Jazz. Make sure you follow her. She gave you all the information. Brittani Sade, newest co-host. And I'm gonna keep it 100 with y'all. I was about to cancel this week's show. A lot of shit going on. Rough starts of the year. And I was talking to Brittany about it. She was like, "Put your big boy pants on. Get this shit." And I appreciate that because it was it showed desire, it showed interest, it showed let's get it. So just quick, what my round of applause?
He left out the part where I told him I would say a prayer for him, and I said a prayer for him, and then he texted me back like, was it even an hour later?
No, it was not an hour later. It was
and
like 30 minutes.
Like, oh wow, your prayer works. Like, how could you leave that part?
Yeah, that was very important because
you got to talk about the part where I was like, but no, like I was,
because I was waiting for certain shoes to drop in a good way or bad way. And then as soon as she was like, I'm gonna say a prayer for you, I was like, all right, thanks, whatever. And then like 2 shoes dropped in a good way, and I was like, Brittany, did you do that? What the fuck just happened? So if you're going through anything, hit up Brittany, get her to pray for you, and your 2023 will change. So I want to thank y'all for tuning in. I'm gonna thank y'all for support for the support. Please remember to follow us on YouTube. The numbers on the podcast sites are amazing. We're always charting in different countries, including the United States. YouTube, we need a little work on. So please follow our YouTube page at a Pod Named Kickback, and make sure you watch on there and see. I know a lot of you want to see me, but Brittany and Jasmine, they slightly better than me. So you should definitely watch so you can see them. And then at some point, Brittany's going to get up and show you what Jazz has sculpted her body into. And you're going to want to be on YouTube for that. And like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So have an amazing week. Don't be discouraged. Do whatever you got to do to get through the week, get through the month. February. We in February? March is right around the corner, and March is the real start to the year. Europeans start the year in the winter, which is the end, which is death. Natural order of things is in spring when the flowers bloom and the animals come out of hibernation. That is the beginning of the year. So if you haven't mastered shit yet, you got till March to get on that trajectory. Don't give up on yourself. I would never do that. Fuck it.
And Valentine's Day is coming up. So ladies, just remember that there's nothing better than a peace of mind and a perfect pH balance.
Absolutely. Quick question. Do y'all celebrate Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
I don't celebrate American holidays.
Oh, God.
How would you feel? Oh, Jesus. I'm not even going to ask you what you think about it.
Yeah.
But, like, I don't celebrate American holidays. What you think about that?
I'm excited. I have a Valentine this year.
Ooh.
I'm excited for her.
I'm excited.
I'm excited for you, sis.
All right. Well, that's about it. We out. Joe 4.